What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of our Gran Turismo 2 Plus Let's Play. Today, we're going to be taking on the EuroLeague race in our BTCC Racing Modified Audi S4. Last video, we did some grinding, got a Skyline R30 Super Silhouette, took on the Pure Sports Car race, the final race at Trial Mountain, 3 times, 2 of which were successful. Got 2 TVR Tuscan Speed 6s, sold them both, and used that to finish the S4. So after doing a test run at the end of last video, it handles significantly better, and I'm hoping that now we're going to be in really good shape to go and dominate the EuroLeague in this car. So I'm a little bit nervous about this, I'm not going to lie, because doing the Pure Sports Car Cup with the S4 before we finished it, it drove so bad, and it had a really hard time running away from these 600 horsepower cars. Now, thankfully, the EuroLeague is pretty short. You got 3, $10,000 races, which that means assume I gotta win all the national races? Huh. Well, okay. And I've definitely got way too much power for that, so that's new information to me. And I'm willing to bet I probably have to do the World Leagues will be one of the last things I gotta do, isn't it? Yeah, I gotta beat all the Euro and Pacific League races before entering the World League, which means I gotta go beat all the national events. Okay, so that just completely derailed our plans for this video. And thankfully, there's not a lot left to do. We've got the UK National Trial Mountain in a 350 horsepower car. We've got all the B spec, all the B license races, so 250 horsepower races. There's a 200 horsepower race in the French Nationals, I believe that was. 250 in French, and then I've got to do the 200 Italy. So I need a 200 horsepower and a 250 horsepower car. That one's 220. So I guess we're building another car, guys. So luckily for me, we've got a decent bit of money. So I'm finally going to get to do my FC Cabriolet, which is a build I've been trying to do most of this game. And now we can finally do it, as long as there's one in the dealer to buy, which it does not appear. This game really doesn't want me to build one of those dang things, does it? Come on. So I guess that sucks. Alright, well. I really wanted to do that dang Cabrio too. I've been trying to build one of them suckers this entire time. Now, granted, I do think it makes more than the 200 horsepower. I might be wrong on that. Is there a regular FC in here, maybe? Yeah, let's see. It makes 215, so I mean, it would not be compatible for the other events. This one makes 265. What's an FD? So it's really, I just gotta figure out something on that front. RSR, the A spec RX7. What's this? Oh, it's aggressive. Oh, Mazda Speed did that. Okay. So, do I do the regular FC? This is a difficult decision to make, because it's like I wanted to do the Cabrio, but I don't really want to wait until I can get the Cabrio. So, I think I've read somewhere if you like enter and exit a license test, it'll get you, like it'll move you up a day. So I just need to do that several times so I can, I guess we'll see if it changes the day counter at all. Because that blows. Because that was like the one time that I'm like, oh yeah, I can finally do it. Okay, that does work. So we'll just do that a couple of times, and hopefully the dealers will restock and we can go get our FC Cabriolet finally. Because I really wanted that dang car, and I'm determined to finally build the thing. Because, you know, I talked about doing it at the beginning of the series, but I couldn't because it was just out of range for a starter car. And then it's like, you know, I was going to do it for the 80 Sports Car Club, or Club. Yes, 80 Sports Car Cup. I don't know why that's been so hard for me to say. But I thought you couldn't run non-80s cars, and then I went and beat it in the S4. So it's like, I could have. I'm kind of butthurt that I didn't get the opportunity to. So we're going to take advantage of it this time, guys. We're going to pretty much do a pretty basic build on it. I'm not going to go super crazy with it. We're probably just going to do all of the like fine-tuning suspension stuff. I may go back and with the S4 and try out that sports car cup race one more time and get another Speed 6 to sell to actually do a full build if I don't have enough for it. But the goal is to get the FC in a really good spot to actually take on the cup with ease. So we're going to do this one more time. We should have raised the counter enough to go and hopefully refresh it to have a FC vert sitting waiting for us, because gosh dang, I've been wanting to build that car. Because, and a lot of people are like, why? Why would you build an FC Cabrio? It doesn't, it's the only game it's appeared in is this one. I want to give it love. I want to give it a chance. Everyone hates on the FC vert. I want to give it the opportunity to get the love it deserves. So let's hope we can get one now. This should have refreshed the dealerships. And it doesn't look like it really did. Is it every 6 days or is it every 10 days? I thought it was 6. I'm going to look it up. Because I'm genuinely confused on why that didn't update the dealership at all. Let's see what we got here. GT2 used dealer. If I could type. So that's just showing. I looked that up and it's just like, here, you want to buy a 911 GT2? Yes, but I can't put. I need a lot more money. This is, I'm assuming GT7. I'm gonna just bump it up to 40 days and we'll see if it refreshes then. Yo. Alright, 2 more times, and I'm hoping... I've spent the first 7 minutes of this video just refreshing the freaking day counter so we can do this thing. Ain't that something? Very entertaining, guys. Thank you guys for putting up with this garbage so we can actually build cars. Honestly, I'm really not sure what I want to do to the FC. Like, I'm thinking probably just the suspension and tires. I honestly don't think we need to do a lot more, and the goal is really just to get this thing to be a competitive car in the very few races we have left to do. And then probably I think there's a 300 horsepower race I still need to do, and I'll probably just utilize the Pulsar for that. Give it one last run before we go hardcore with the S4. Alright, let's see. That should have refreshed it now, where we can easily do all this stuff. Okay, what we got? We got an RX7 GTX now. It does not look like we still got... Oh, there we go, finally, thank you. Alright, FC Cabrio, 205 horsepower, so it's just over the horsepower cap, the 200 horsepower cap. So what I'm gonna do is use a little bit of extra money, and we're gonna snag a Miata. A nice old NA Miata in the same color that this car is. I'm gonna purchase it, but I'm not gonna get into the car. The Miata we're gonna put some power down on just to really get to up to snuff. So we're gonna do a full suspension setup on this car. Pretty basic setup. We're not gonna go nuts. And then we're gonna do tires. That's all we're gonna do with this car for now. Because the goal is really just to make it competitive. It's cheaper to put the racing super softs on this than it is the S4. Ain't that something? Because I think we're already up to 215 horsepower. I don't think we really need any extra pump. Because I think, oh, we're at 205 horsepower. So we're going to do, I think, what, that one race is 220. So we'll do the ECU. Because, I mean, this car's already made too much power for the 200 horsepower. So we'll probably have to do another build for that. Okay. I think we've done the best we can here. So let's see, we got 200 on the Japan one, 250 on the French, 200 on Italy. So those two this car can't do. We can do Laguna, and then we can't do. So Japan, Italy and UK we can't do. So this is the one I was going to look at, so we can clear the German nationals. Alright, so we're going to do some settings. We're going to swap over here. We're going to drop this thing on its nuts. So we're going to do 110 millimeters there. We're going to crank. We're going to leave the spring rate alone, because this thing's already probably going to handle relatively. We're going to actually toe out a touch on the front. And then we're going to, can't crank the downforce up. So I think that's probably about as good as we're going to get with this thing for now. Alright, FC Vert, don't let me down. I've been hyping you up this entire doggone series. Do not let me down, please. Come on. We gotta take some dubs. Come on, I've hyped this car for so long. We're gonna actually give this thing justice. Screw these Audi A3s. Let's go, FC Vert. Let's go. I could almost power through this flat out. Like, this handles really well. Let's go, FC. It's so slow. I'm not gonna lie, this is probably one of the slowest cars I've driven in this game, but it handles really well. I'm actually kind of impressed. You know, honestly though, I don't know if I'm ready to do all the end game races just yet. I think I want to get in a position to do that, but I'm going to go back and do a lot of the races I didn't give the time of day from the special events. Because obviously once we finish the World League, we'll have beaten the game. And I want to give you guys more episodes of this, because this has been a fantastic Let's Play. And it's been probably my favorite I've done thus far in any incarnation of any of my channels I've ever done. I've done, you know, the crew Let's Plays. I've done so many Let's Play video series in so many different ways. And this is probably my favorite. So my goal is to keep it going. I'm doing something completely different than what I did with Gran Turismo 4. Because pretty much once you get the international licenses, the game is very short. So I want to do all the other events first. So that way we get to experience this game to its fullest. This thing is actually not too bad. I'm actually really loving the FC. I think for some events, we're going to pull the Pulsar out in this video as well. Because our goal for this video is just clearing the rest of the national events. And then next video, I'm thinking we'll probably save some money and go snag a GTSC Type M Skyline. Because I've been wanting to build one of those too. And I hear they can be just as good as the GTRs when they're tuned. So I want to see that for myself. And then of course there's a tuned Turbo Clark Cup we can still do. Go get the HKS race cars. The Drag R33. That's one of the available prize cars. And that's a 200,000 credit car. Might actually be better to grind that than it would be to grind the freaking TVR. Even the TVR race is extremely short. This RX7 actually drives really well, and I'm really impressed with it. For a convertible Mazda Skyline RX7, it's driven really well, and I'm pretty happy with it. This was a good buy. Even if it's only going to see a couple of races and probably one episode of the overall Let's Play. Unless there's like a convertible cup. And I know that I've gotten away with driving other cars in these. I will drive the convertible RX-7 one more time for another video. Like, I genuinely like this car. But that was a nice little, pretty drama-free race, to be honest. It was really drama-free. I'm not mad about it. I mean, I don't mind drama-free races. That's much better to me than having to go outside my limits and crash these things to do. And so that we've cleared all the German nationals. I think that leaves us with the UK nationals. So these four, I think we can do the French race. We're going to do that next. It's a pretty big horsepower jump. I'm trying to pretty much leave us with just the 200 horsepower races. Because we're going to have to, we're going to have to utilize the Miata for that. Let's be real. The Miata's going to have to get some work. and hopefully I don't have to do a whole lot of mods to the Miata to get it to compete, but I fully expect to have to. I'm hoping with the super soft tires and our really good suspension tuning on this, it won't take much to win this, but because we are down like 40 horsepower to these guys. But we're in a really lightweight car with really good suspension tuning. We got a Renault Clio, but thankfully not that freaking stupid fast V6. I actually really like this car. I'm not gonna lie, honestly, I was somewhat building it just because, you know, it's an unloved car, much like the GTST Type M Skylines are, and that's the whole reason I'm gonna build one of those. I'm having a great time with this thing. Like, sure, it's slow as dirt. Like, let's be real, it is not a fast car, especially compared to the S4, the R30, the Pulsar even. But I'm having a good time. This is a fun little cruiser. Sure, like I said, it's definitely not got a lot of power, but it handles so surprisingly well. Now, granted, I put the most grippy tires in the game on a sub 250 horsepower car. And yeah, they do have a pretty good size horsepower advantage, but they can't corner like this thing can. Like, come on, this thing is eating this up. And who knows, maybe I'll build this thing and we'll go nuts later on in this series once we beat the game and all that kind of stuff. Because I'm thinking I'll run the S4 for the Tune Turbo Cup. Like, honestly, part of me just wants to build this for the FR thing and screw the R32. And give this thing even more love than it gets. Just who the heck looks at an RX7 Cabriolet and is like, oh yeah, perfect track car build, bro. I'm having a good time. I don't care. Say what you want about the FC Vert. I'm having a grand old time right now. It's slow, but it's great. I'm genuinely happy. I see so many of these things for sale in real life, and I've debated on many occasions forking the money to get one. When I have my own place, because I can't do that where I live right now. So, one day, maybe, if one pipes up for the right price, because, you know, everyone's marking these things up now because, you know, it's an FC. We're getting old. Maybe one day I'll be able to get one. I would not mind it. Do like a 13B REW in it with a hog turbo. Drop the top. It'd be a good time. Sure, it's no Miata in terms of weight, but hey. And oh, my rigidity. This thing is great, dude. And another relatively drama-free win. Sure. I mean, it was a pretty slow race. I mean, they were less than a second. There was a 106 that was less than a second behind me that time. But, hey, it was a great time. That was a fun little race. I actually really like this car. Alright. So, that should give us some more cash we're going to put towards the Miata to finish that up. And I think there's a 300 and some horsepower race that we can do. And I'll probably go snag the Pulsar for that. The Miata definitely needs some mods, so that'll probably be what we'll do here. So France is done. I think UK. I think we can do the US in this car. So yeah, I'll probably grab the Pulsar for the UK Trial Mountain Race because that's the only car I've got that's making sub 350. So 250. We can do this one with Laguna Seca and the FC. We'll do that. Give the FC some love. What do we got here? Oh. Okay. Let's hit Laguna Seca with the FC. We're severely underpowered, but I'm hoping with this being a U.S. Nationals race, we're racing Neons and Intrepids or something like that. Stratuses. There's a Stratus out here. There's a Ford Ka. There's a Dodge Neon. Okay, so I wasn't wrong. There's some pretty slow cars that can't handle. Why is there, like, I'm gonna be, oh, there's a, what is that Ford called? I can't remember off the top of my head. It's not the Ka. There is a Ka out here. But none of them can handle quite like this thing can. The Neon, maybe. if it's that neon ACR. I would drive a first-gen neon with an SRT4 swap. I think that'd be kind of fun. I don't even like Dodge, and I'd do that. I'm a very much Chrysler anti-fan, you know what I mean? I am not a fan of Chrysler products, and the SRT4 is like the one exception outside of like a Ram Cummins truck. The 2500 or 3500, I'd buy one of those, but that's like my default choice for a diesel. It's the only way you'll see me ever rock a Mopar product. Because the engine's not Mopar. Or the transmission, for that matter. It's all Cummins, whatever transmission partner is. Because I don't think that was a Dodge-built trans in most of the Cummins trucks. What about a manual Cummins truck? That'd be kind of fun. Last turn. The bane of my existence as a kid. I finally mastered this junk over the years. Here we go, the final lap. These really slow cars. Gotta rev this thing out. I think I'm underestimating the car a little bit. I could probably push through a lot harder in a lot of these turns with just the tire and the suspension setup this thing's got, considering the power level. I did that flat out. I really like this little RX-7, guys. I know I've said it a lot this video, but it was worth burning the first 7 minutes of this video to get this thing. Oh, going into the corkscrew. This thing is a ball. Last corner. And another dub for the Cabriolet. So far, this thing has got a better win-loss ratio than the doggone S4. That was an ACR Neon. How about that? That was a Dodge Avenger, really. Huh. Interesting. I didn't even think the Avenger was around back then. But another dub for the old FC Vert. That's been a fun little car, guys. I'm not going to lie. This has been a really fun video. It's been a nice break from dealing with the S4's prior handling issues and getting my freaking butt waxed by a lot of cars in this game that I shouldn't be getting waxed by. So that's another Nationals event down, which leaves us with just, well, the entirety of the Italian Nationals. So we can definitely do some of this in the Pulsar, but some of this is going to need to be done in the Miata that we just picked up. So we're going to go grab the Miata now. We're going to do the couple of events I can do in that. So this is my 92 Unos Roadster, aka the Miata. So we're going to spin the 13 grand I've got into just kind of cranking the power up, because these things already handle fine. It's really just a matter of getting the performance in line with what we need. And so we're going to do, let's see, can we turbo this thing? I'd hope. Come on. Yes, let's go. We can turbo it. Oh, come on. We gotta make just over 200. This has got to make it difficult. Man, I gotta do stage 1 turbo on this thing. So I guess we need to snag an intercooler, but won't let us do that. So we're really putting non-intercooled setups on cars now? Man, come on. We can do better than that. Alright, we'll do a racing exhaust as well. So we got a little baby turbo, we got a nice exhaust setup. We're going to go ahead and upgrade the brakes on this car, which will pretty much clean us out of whatever money we have left. But I think at this point, we've got a super lightweight car that's got a turbo on it. Like, how could this not drive really well? Sure, we're on stock suspension and stock tires, which is probably a terrible idea, to be honest. But we're okay. We can do this. So we're going to take on these slower races, and then I'll go grab the Pulsar for the last couple of races we need to do. It's probably going to be another longer video, guys, so just stick with me. We're having fun in other cars that aren't the S4 or the R30. So it's kind of a smorgasbord of all the cars we've got so far. Holy heavy flywheel, my goodness. This definitely does not sound like a Miata. I've driven a Miata. This is not what they sound like. Is that a Suzuki Alto? I think that is a Suzuki Alto. Miata's got some steam, okay. It handles pretty solidly too. I mean, these are all front-wheel drive cars going against a Miata. So really six-cylinder kind of sounding Miata. Granted, the old GTs were not the best about actually emulating the proper exhaust sound of actually modified versions of these things. Miata's not bad. I think definitely if we had the same work that we had on the FC, this thing would be a rocket through here because, like, sure, it's slow. I don't know, though. Theoretically, if this thing might actually be faster than the FC in a straight line. I might actually... We're going to do that here after this race. We're going to do a 0 to 400 run with both cars. Because I think you can do that. I think Machine Test was around in this game. We'll see if the Miata and which one's faster than the Miata and the FC. I honestly think the Miata might stand a good chance at putting on a faster time than the FC. On a drag strip. I think around a track right now, the FC would probably still beat it because it's just got that extra bit of mods. This makes a good bit less power, but I think that the turbo power band on this car is going to be a little bit more friendly than the turbo power band on the FC. Oh, that was bad. I don't go off at turn 1 in midfield often. That was something. Good old Miata power. Look how happy this thing is. You can't tell that face no. Really can't. I think in a straight line, that'd actually be kind of close. The FC might have a slight advantage, but I think the Miata could give it a good run for its money in a track race. Just with the extra weight savings this thing has. Ooh, that's not good. That sucks. Did we just botch this? We may have just botched this, guys. That sucks. Maybe not. Maybe not. Never mind. JK, LOL. I forget this thing for some reason. It's actually kind of quick. That blows up. I never botched those. The turn 1 and the second to last turn. Or I guess third to last turn. At least we still won out of that. That was pretty rough. That was a pretty bad blunder at the end there. You usually don't blunder like that. That was odd. At least on the trial on midfield, especially in a car this slow. For some reason, the Miata's got some steam. Okay, I think that clears out Japan for us. So that's one more country down on our nationals list. Let's see. Anything else to take a run at with the Miata? I think we got 1 or 2 more races left to do with the Miata. So I think we've got the Italian and the UK side. But I think if machine test is a thing real quick, I want to see which car can run a faster time. There it is. That's what I was looking for. We're going to run the Miata first just because it's the car I'm already in. So I'm curious how this is going to go. We're going to see which car can put a faster quarter mile down. Okay, not a very fast quarter mile, with a 16.1. 16.1 in the Miata. So, not a very fast title. Not a very fast run. That's our freaking fastest time, is a freaking 16. I bet the R30 and the S4 would dominate this. But, we're not in either of those cars right now. So, we're going to go and snag the FC and give it a run, because I'm genuinely curious how this thing will go. So, the FC weighs more. I mean, it weighs 3,000 pounds, and it makes 207 horsepower, versus the Miata, which makes like 175, I think. 173, but weighs 2,100 pounds. It weighs 900 pounds less than the FC Vert. So this will be interesting to see if the FC will beat it. I mean, the FC's got a lot better grip off the line, and that may be a genuine saving grace for it in a drag strip run, because it does not really spin much, if anything at all. Like, it hooks pretty well. Yeah, the FC's going to win. By pretty good margin, too. 14.8 in the FC. Didn't quite expect it to be that fast. Like, I expected it to run like a very low 15. Like a 15.3 maybe. But that was a pretty good solid, 2 seconds almost? Almost 2 seconds over the Miata. Not bad, I guess. Still pretty slow in a quarter-mile world. Now, out of curiosity, I want to go grab the S4. Kind of want to go grab the S4. And then we'll actually go finish everything up. Because, I know we still got several races to do. Crazy, even after spending 85 grand on racing modifications, this car still is only worth 12 to sell. All right, one more drag strip, one more quarter mile run, and then we'll go and finish this out. Ooh, that was a good limiter smack. Still a 10-second car, even with a shoddy shift. But new record, though. 10.5 at whatever that was. S4 has got some steam. So there we go. New record by a whole 4 seconds. Or the R30 probably curb stomped it. But I'm going to resist, because we are like already over that 25-minute mark. That magic 25-minute mark. And I still want to go ahead and finish the rest of the national events in this video. Alright, so back in the Miata we go. And we're going to go here. So we need to do the UK race at Trail Mountain. This is going to be slow. Oh my gosh, this is going to take forever. This is going to be a long race right here, I feel like. Take a short TikTok break. Oh boy, this guy. You guys can't see what I'm watching, but just know it's kind of disturbing. This is a weird dude. This is a weird dude. Alright, now we're going to actually race. Alright, Miata, let's see what we got. This is going to be a really slow race, considering it's like almost a minute and a half into the R30. Why does this thing rev to 8? There's no need for this thing to rev to 8,000 RPM. Oh, I'm getting curb stomped. Wait for me! I gotta really shift this thing around 7. There's no point in revving this thing to 8. Oh my, is this gonna be like Gran Turismo 3 where the plastic minis are a pain in the balls to race? Because for some reason it's just freakishly fast. Ooh, holy oversteer. I've never done that in a Miata in a video game. Without it being intentional. Ow. Get out of here. That was unintended, but I'll take it. Why is that other mini so fast? This thing's oversteering really bad this race. Come on, I cannot get beat by minis. I will not accept getting beat by minis. This is not fair. Apparently this Miata has it out for that mini. Anytime I'm understeering in this car, it's into that car. It's into that mini. Why are these minis so fast? Why is this Miata oversteering when it never oversteered in any of the other races I've done in it? So much tire squeal going into that corner. Question is, am I going to be able to do this flat out like I can in the FC? Or is this going to go like the R30 where I take flight? Ah, haha, power! Miata for the win, let's go. These stock tires and stock suspension are not helping my case very much, though. At least it's not driving like dog water like the S4 did. On sports tires and stuff. No! Get out of here. Why is that mini so fast? That is unnecessary how fast that mini is. We're finishing the Nationals event this video, guys. I apologize for how long it is, but I'm determined to make this happen in this video. So you guys don't have to stretch out 2 videos to watch me do the same races over and over again in the same league. This Miata hates that mini. He's doing a pretty good job of defending this position, though. This AI is doing a really good job of defending the position. Because apparently I can't get around this thing. I know the chicane, I'll catch him. Oh, may not need the chicane. There we go. For some reason, he's probably going to pull right past me here. Oh, never mind. I took off. Goodbye. All right. Dubs. That was about as slow as I figured it would be. Almost 4 minutes. Like, that's a pretty slow Trial Mountain race. At least for a 2-lapper. I understand when the endurance is coming out, it's going to be way longer than that. But for a 2-lapper, that was pretty weak sauce. All right, I think we've got one more low power race to do, and that's Italy. And then we'll jump into the Pulsar to clean out the like 2 or 3 races that are left in the Nationals League. I don't think we've got UK. Yeah, we got literally 3 races between us and actually being able to do the Euro League and Pacific League for that matter. But next video, we're going to do more of the special events because as much as I'm ready just to go ahead and push through those last like 3 championships, I know at the end of the day, that's going to be the end of the game. And the main part of this Let's Play will be over. So why not drag out a couple more videos by doing some really fun stuff while we're at it, you know? Why does this Miata rip to 8? I've never seen a Miata on a stock motor rip to 8. At least it's a Rome circuit, so it's not going to be as long a race. And it's mostly Alfa Romeos out here, like the one Fiat Barchetta. And then just this Miata just randomly hanging out too. I think I may need to brake a little bit more for that corner. A lot of the AI hit the wall though, so it's fine. Come on, run away, Miata, let's go. Off we go. Grabbed a little bit higher than I would have liked. I've been trying to shift mostly around 7,100 RPM on this thing. Because really going beyond that is just kind of pointless. I've been noticing the power band dips once you go past that 7,200 mark. Revving this thing to 8 is completely unnecessary. There we go. Lap 2. A minute 14. Might as well have been driving around Trial Mountain at this point. And the R30. Really imagine the lap times the R30 would put out in this race. On this circuit in particular. Oh man. This is so slow. I guess this happens when you get used to driving a like 400 horsepower S4 for a good portion of the series. And you get the R30 and that's just bonkers. And then you race them modify the S4 and that's just as bonkers. If not slightly more bonkers in a straight line. That car's not going to be my world league car. It's just not going to do it. I think that's honestly going to be a really bad car to use for that event. I'm hoping that the GT1's a prize car in the Pacific League. Alright, so the only races left to do is just to grab the Pulsar for 2 more races. And then we'll have completed the national event and this video, because this has been a very long episode, guys. I know it's been very long, but I'm hoping you guys can stick with me. Can continue to stick with me for a little bit longer. Because this is probably going to be like a 50-minute video. Which is probably the longest of any Let's Play episode I've ever done. But hopefully you guys are enjoying it and are willing to sit through the very lengthy video. So yeah, we've got Rome Circuit 300 horsepower and we've got Trial Mountain 350. I think the Polestar will be able to do both. The question is, do I do the easier race first or second? So let's see if the Mugen Integra makes a good bit of power. It doesn't. It makes stock power. Why? Act like that's like a better deal than a regular Integra Type R, and it makes the same power as a stock Type R. Well, it's a Mugen. Yeah, it's just as freaking fast, or slow, depending on how you look at it, as a regular Type R Integra. What the heck? Alright, I think we're going to get the harder race out of the way. Just go ahead and do Trial Mountain 350. The Pulsar is probably not going to be as competitive here, considering it makes 291. We're 60 horsepower down to these things. But we've been in worse scenarios and won pretty drama-free. So I'm hoping the Pulsar is just that quick. Is that what is that in front of me? That's not an RX3. That was a Motorsport Elise. My goodness. Oh, I shouldn't have banked limiter. The Pulsar has definitely got some steam. You know what's sad? This is probably one of the last times the Pulsar will see this be on video at all. The rest of this playthrough. We're driving the starter car for the last time, really. Oh, it's a lot of understeer. I forgot how bad the understeer is in the Pulsar. Like, it's got a lot of understeer. This is like one of the first times. I don't think it's the first time this car's seen Trial Mountain, but I think there's been a few early game races we've done on Trial Mountain in the Pulsar, but it's definitely not been super common. Obviously, we've seen a lot more time on Trial Mountain in the S4 because that thing cannot win on S4 on Trial Mountain for some reason. Hopefully, it'll be proven wrong soon with the S4, but oh my goodness, that Motorsport Elise has got some steam. Did I probably slow down a touch too much? Yes, I think so. But it's fine. Those Motorsport releases are really fast, but... Oh, come on. You gotta be kidding me, dude. Come on, Pulsar. We got 2 more races together. Let's take some good wins. I'm glad I didn't build this like I thought I was going to. For some reason, they baby those things through the chicane. You can go way faster through the chicane. Oh, goodness. Holy crap. I probably should have slowed down a lot more for, what was that, turn 3? Instead of going off like that. Dang, those Motorsport releases are so fast. Come on, Pulsar. This is going to be one of the last races we do together. I need you to put some power down. Show those Motorsport releases. They may be racing pretty much road legal race cars, but we can do it better. Even though I'm a Euro guy, and the Lotus Elise is very much a Euro car. They've got so much power on the straights. That's my biggest... Oh, there's a third Elise. It's just not a Motorsport Elise. We got 2 Motorsport Elises and a regular Elise. Power out. I just gotta be ahead of them at the chicane. Because for some reason I run away from these guys at the chicane. So really bad. We got it. We've got this. Because they're gonna baby it through the chicane, which I can take almost flat out in the Pulsar. That was flat out, actually. And a good semi-final win. Another perfect race for the Pulsar. I don't think the Pulsar's ever taken an L. I think literally the only car in my garage that's taken L's has been the S4. Which is kind of sad, considering it's like the most powerful car in my garage right now. And up until I got the R30, was the most powerful. At like 350. And obviously the R30 makes more power than, you know, a non-fully built S4 in this game. But the S4 makes more power now, and I think it's probably faster. So we got one more race to do for the Nationals. And thank you guys for sticking with me. I know we're at a 48-minute video now at this point. And one more race, and I will let you guys go, because I'm sure you guys are sick of hearing my voice for the last almost 50 minutes. So, but it's been a really fun episode, guys. I think we've had a lot of fun with 3 different cars. We got to drive the RX7 Cabriolet finally, a car I've been wanting to build this entire Let's Play. We got to drive a Miata as well, which has been really fun. And they get one last outing in the Pulsar before it pretty much goes to the virtual garage for good. And it's been a very fun ride with the Pulsar. And I mean, I'm willing to bet there's probably a few races this thing could still make appearances on. Man, this Fiat Coupe is giving me a really hard time. The Pulsar has definitely just been a really good car. I think out of all the Gran Turismos I've played, this has been one of the best starter car choices. This GT4, I think I would tend to start with a Celica, or no, Evo. I always started with an Evo for some reason. GT5, I had a thing for the Nissan Bluebird, so that was a common starter car choice in GT5, even though it was dog water. GT6, I mean, I don't remember what my starter car was in GT6. I think you were gifted a starter car in that one, just like GT Sport. You know, GT7, you had a Pokemon in it, you had to pick a starter car out of 3. My Fiat is fast. But it's okay. If I don't suck at driving, the Pulsar's faster. I know I look back a lot, guys. I'm sure a lot of people have noticed the fact that I look back a lot. But when you're playing in third person, you can't see the rear view mirror. But I play in third person for you guys because I want you guys to be able to see the car instead of just see the road. That was something I did a lot in the GT4 Let's Plays. I played in that weird hybrid hood view, roof view thing. And while I like that view, I drive better when I'm like in this view. When like all I see is road. But for you guys' sake, I want you to be able to see the cars. This is the most I've played in a chase camera in forever. That's because I wanted you guys to see the car. My sensation of speed is like doubled when I'm in the like the bumper view. We're going way too fast. Yeah, I figured that's what happened. This thing's got some good seam to it, though. We are just maybe a little under a minute away from finishing the National League races. And of course, in typical fashion lately, in this video, I've botched it on the last lap. Come on, Pulsar. We could reel that Fiat back in. I don't know why I saw that Lancia Delta and I was like, oh, is that an E30? As much as I'd love to see an E30 BMW in this game, that's a little unlikely. I'm not losing this. I refuse for the Pulsar's first L to be technically its last race. Dive bomb the Fiat. That's right. All hail the Pulsar. And just like that, the Pulsar completes its long racing career with us with one last win, undefeated, the Nissan Pulsar GTI-R. And what a way to close out this video. Just the same way we started this entire series with the Pulsar. Of course, you know, obviously we're not finishing the game with the Pulsar. As fun as that would be to beat this game with the Pulsar, I just don't think you can get that fast to be a game winner. But regardless, the Pulsar closed out its illustrious racing career completely undefeated. I don't think with any times it's ever finished below first. Like, that's been a really consistently good car. As long as I've had the Pulsar, I've never lost. So that's all the national events covered, which means we've pretty much got the Euro Pacific League and all the special events sitting in front of us. We've got a lot of special events left to do. We've got front wheel drive. We've got, let's see, can I enter this? So it does limit the drivetrains. So, I mean, we've got like all these races, a lot of special events left. You could probably bring the Pulsar out for this again, for the most part. We've got Muscle Car, we got the Lightweight K Cup, we've still got a lot of these other races. We got the Toon Turbo Car Cup, which I think is going to be a really fun one. Because I think this test course race is the one that gives out the whatchamacallit, the HKS Skyline. So we're going to do that next video. But thank you all for watching this really long episode. Thank you for sticking with me. And I will see you guys in the next episode. Take care, guys.